Some newly released transcripts from the Mass Shooting Commission in Nova Scotia suggest survivors of that terrible crime are still struggling and feel forgotten. Survivors shared those feelings with the Commission in small group sessions. We get more from the CBC's Shayna Luck in Halifax.
People who lived in the small community of Portapique at the time of the shooting say they are still struggling to come to terms with what happened 2.5 years ago. A gunman went through the community, killing people and burning houses. He impersonated a police officer in a mock police car as he continued across the province, murdering some people he knew and others he didn't. One woman who lived in Portapique at the time says she's had to move away for her own mental health. She feels there was no support for survivors like herself and her neighbors.
I couldn't continue to reside there. You just lost in an instant. You went from talking to your neighbors and friends to just wiped out the next day.
Her neighbor, Leon Jodry, felt the same.
He was also struggling with his mental health and also was like-minded to myself in the sense that he did not feel staying there would benefit him.
Colpitts was eventually able to move away, but Jodry did not. He died this past weekend at his home in Portapique. The cause has not been officially released. Jodry spoke to CBC shortly after the mass shooting.
I got a lot of images in my head, my friends and neighbors and driving around the community, so it's a sad place when 10 people that you knew are all gone.
Following Jodry's death, the health authority moved therapists and social workers to the Portapique area for the rest of the week. When asked about long-term supports, the minister responsible for mental health said supports were in place after the shooting. They'll remain in place now as needed. Shayna Luck, CBC News, Halifax.
Now, anyone struggling with mental health should call 911 in an emergency or the Nova Scotia 24/7 toll-free crisis line. Here's the number, 1-888-429-8167.